I will need audio input. Anyone manages to join? Hello. Hey. Triple O, very straight in off the bat, very keen. Hello, Clive, the Kiwi. Let me know if the sound as well is too loud, too quiet, whatever. Is this a test? No, it's actually an actual live stream. I hope it's okay. I hope it's not test quality, because that would be awkward. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just making sure the sound is all good. And we're gonna get going. Seems pretty good. Cheers, Clive. Today, just me hanging out at the moment, answering chat, seeing how things go. Gonna be playing some College of Fire from Dungeon Bowl. Gonna see what we can do in probably about 90 minutes. Following a test scheme, I've got one I tried earlier. Probably gonna do more yellow on it though. Wasn't too happy with the amount of orange on that, so probably make the cloth more yellow. See how all that goes. So I'll just sort of wait, give it a little bit. I've been rushing to get everything ready, so pretty sweaty. Ah, wonderful. Camera's looking great. Camera is looking wonderful. Let's probably restart that. No, okay, right. Let's turn that off for now. Oh, I know. I caught like straight in off the bat and it's just dead. Maybe if I refresh here. See how this goes. There we go. Okay, right, that's good to bear in mind. Probably have to mute it though. Ooh. How is everyone? How is everyone? I am sticky, sweaty. Okay, I think I'm just gonna crack on, see how things go from here. I've already primed it. I hope it's not too bright. Might knock that down a little bit. Oh, that is not knocking it down. Well, actually, it looks a bit better with that. Yeah, man, do that. I've asked in Discord, just wondering about the possibility of getting some Wild Hunter merch in the store. Ben, if you're on it, because I can see you're in the restream, put in chat memes. That's a question for you, I'm afraid. Ben handles all the merch like he handles everything on the podcast. Or we might have a sweatshop manager. That might be a thing. Double dip, just joking about the test, seeing paying Blood Bowl and the stream pops up. Must be fate. Ah, sweet, yeah. Well, we're going to be putting it together, so that's jolly exciting. Cheers, Ben. Hey, Trevor. Right, I'm going to kick this off the bat with... I'm going to cover it all in yellow and then probably glaze the red over it, because then we can control how orange it is. Because I kind of want it to be not too red, more orange and yellow. I'm not following like the official scheme or anything, I'm just like doing my own thing. Okie dokie. So I'm using yellow ink here because I love me some ink. And I'm actually going to bring the palette more into shot. Again, this is going to be a relatively quick paint, I think. I'm going to try and do it fast because the idea with this and possibly future streams is testing out like schemes for all the colleges, basically. so that when it comes to doing future Dungeon Bowl content, which would be interesting, we'll have a lot of teams that are all painted up. I don't want to spend eons over it. I need a brush. I'm loving the music. I hope it's not too loud. Or it's not too loud. It's loud for me, but that's just because I like noise. So. I wanted something like, what was Dungeon Bowl appropriate? Because it's like, I want like dungeon delving music that sounds pretty epic. Hey, 6day Sam. Someone put me in the screenshot. In the screenshot of what? So I'm thinning this down, basically making a contrast paint essentially with ink and some basically clear ink. And we're just going to slap this over the top and see how it goes. So let's go. I'm going to go all over with this. Hint. Yeah. Nice and yellow. This is basically alternatives using an airbrush, because I had to use an airbrush for the undercoat. I'm sorry, I know some people don't like it, but I don't know how to paint without it anymore. I just put together a box of Dark Elves, and I'm wondering what GW was thinking including them in Dungeon Bowl. They're the least beginner-friendly minis I can think of. They really are. I've only built a couple, but I did not enjoy any mini of that. Bit worse resin kits, but I mean, resin kits aren't board game, you know, contents. Music is going to be serious Goonies flashbacks. That is a movie I'm ashamed to say I haven't seen. Show my age, maybe. In the other way. Dwarves gave an ogre's great intro to BB. Dark Elves. We also found out when setting up the stream that it's been nearly a year since we last did a stream, so sorry about that, anyone who enjoys hanging out with the streams. Just, it's been a year. It has been a year. That's all we can say. Been far too busy going outside and doing real life things, obviously. Got 4 ads in a row. Oh, I'm sorry to say that, Praxic. Thank you for the support. How are you, BT? I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. I just made a curry for dinner, so I was like setting up my stream while making a curry, which, you know, pretty good thing to make actually, because, you know, you just gotta leave it to simmer, leave it doing its thing, but I have to wolf that down. I think I burnt my mouth, so that's all good. Haven't seen Goonies Heresy. I know, it's pretty bad. Like one of those movies that I think like everyone has to see, but I'm really bad when it comes to like watching things that you have to watch. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the hipster in me that's like, it's popular, I don't want to watch it. Resin curry. That is a reference to me once taking a picture of my 3D prints while cooking dinner. So I was there handling like fresh out the batch resin while stirring my curry, which I would recommend is not a thing you do, but that's just kind of the chaos that we like. This is very yellow. I think it's too yellow, so I'm probably going to wait for that to dry a little bit. Do a second coat. Oh, sorry, Carl. I guess the complexity of the Dark Elf builds doesn't seem to match their fairly standard and uncomplicated poses and details. I don't know why they're so fiddly. I know, and recently I was thinking this, because they're making boxed games, right? But now they're competing with other board games, and I was just painting earlier this week. I wonder if I've got it on my table. I should. I don't think I put it anywhere. So I was painting this from Rising Sun, so it's only like started. I didn't do much, but like this is a single sculpt PVC from Cool Mini or Not's Rising Sun. Like this is proper detailed, and you don't have to do anything. You just take it out of the box. And it's like, I would think Games Workshop should start branching into one-piece things. Single molds, which I think I did hear a rumor that might happen with some later content, but don't hold me to that. I assume Bonehead Podcast in the chat is the other Ben and not just you with a concealed. Yes, that is true. That is other Ben. He is doing husbandry things, which I believe is making dinner and not raising animals. I'm happy I have a 100% win rate with my halflings. I only played one match with them against Black Hawks, tempted to retire them. Yeah, absolutely. Take it. Take it and own that crown. So this is really bright. I think I've got to knock this down a little bit. It's time for red ink. Frame the team by a new one. If you could see the setup, this is not the most comfortable painting setup, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think the camera, let me know if the camera's like not suitable, but I've been on a real binge lately of playing around with like exposure and shutter speed and things like that. So I quite like having the really dark background, but still nice and bright. So yeah, do let me know if it's too bright or too dark or whatever, and I can always adjust that. Still something I'm playing around with. All 6 surviving players in the 2 games workshop. So you won the game with 6 surviving players. Am I understanding that right? I think this is still wet, but I think I might just gun-ho. Wow, Clive. it's dedication. Basically just going to mix a little bit of red into this yellow that I already have. Because I want it to be a little bit less lemon and more fire. Still keeping it nice and thin. I'm just going to test somewhere kind of dark. Let's go like... that's just orange now, so let's just move that. I think I just need to go with the yellow again, but thicker coat. Bonjour, Joe. How you doing, man? I was in your neck of the woods lately, down in that direction. I won't dox you, but yeah, had me go to an impromptu trip to the office. It's always fun in a time of the year when office travel is not recommended. Isn't it weird that the Dwarves are one of the few teams with slots that actually fill the base? Yeah, I was thinking that, although it's a little bit annoying because I glued these ages ago. These are from the OWA box that I just got because I wanted some random players. And I glued them stupidly because I'm gonna do like College of Fire bases with these. I want to do like Dungeon Bowl, Cobble, you know, stone bases. So I've been playing around with that and I come up with something happy. But now I need to jank this thing out of its slot. So right now I'm just adding kind of an orange coat over this, just kind of knock it down a little bit, make it a little bit duller. I still want to, it's still really thin though because I want to keep the I want to keep that gradient that we've got with the undercoat. Save as much time as possible. I'm probably going to do the beards brown as well. I know orange beards are always really good with dwarves, but I think that'll be too much orange. Models and games ready for a house move. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've missed a few. Not bad, mate. Currently de-hobbing and packing up all my models and games ready for a house move. Oh, you're moving house? Ah, likewise. Where are you heading? Actually, you don't have to answer that. I always forget. There are some things that you cannot ask on stream sometimes. Had to rent a lockup for a wow. That's dedication. Well, I'm moving in January, so if you still have that lockup, you may want to borrow it. Rastro does a great video on painting cobblestone base in one of his zombie side videos. No textures, and it looks great. Oh, okay. Oh, is that where he like hand paints them and then like shades the cobbles? I feel like I might have seen that when I was looking at Curse City. Bases. Back in the day when that was a thing. There it is, Sam. I think a total of like 8 seconds. OWA were doing a Noble Humans. That's a great idea. I think the OWA fit the the nobility fit the OWA theme more than the humans do. It's that old world kind of vibe, you know. I feel like it's one of those things where if nobility were out when they made OWA, they'd been in it. So. Okay, I've got to stop touching this because I'm just making it worse. Finally painting decent mini dwarves. I don't know, from earlier messages, you may not be the most popular one in chat with that. But I actually really like these dwarves. I think they're proper sick dwarves. I think it's kind of a shame the team is what it is, because I think dwarves have some of the best model representation out there for Blood Bowl. Like, there's not a bad dwarf team, really. Alright, I'm just going to do a red on this, because I do want this to be a little bit more red. And again, I'm just doing tint coats because I want to build up layers gradually so we have a little bit more control. And then I'm going to do a glaze to dull it down. I think that's the plan, based on the test model. I still have to add mutton chops to the ogre and make a goblin jester for my second half in positional. Good idea. Okay, I think I'm going to mute my mic and hairdryer this. God. Okay. So, oh yeah. Oh, I didn't mute at all, did I? Let's mute. I muted the wrong thing. Thanks everyone. Cheers for bearing with me. I didn't know hair drying paint was a thing. Yeah, I do it all the time. I don't have time to sit around waiting for washes to dry and stuff. I like to hair dry. Right, I'll probably do another yellow on this now. Just really start bringing that out. I normally paint quite muted, but I guess I'm going more bold with this. The light's still okay. Yeah, it's still on. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I am using diluted inks, but it's essentially identical to a contrast paint. So if you have contrast paints and like you wanted to maybe copy what's done here, pretty much just the same. I think Iandon yellow is probably the closest to what I'm using here. I'm currently just using yellow ink with a little bit of medium. I like that being quite dark there. I'll just leave it there. Right, what have we got? Next skill advice for a league. I have a throw roll with blocks, scored 3 touchdowns with him. What skill next? He's a thrower. Give him like accurate or something. Lean into that Khemri Growing game. But you are asking the wrong person here. What's this, Tristan? Some dwarves. Yeah, it is a dwarf. It's Dungeon Bowl dwarf, so it's probably better. College of Fire, yeah, college football. Yeah, I'm not exactly copying the box art. I'm just kind of doing my own take on it, I guess. Just kind of want reds and yellows in wherever they are. Copying box art scheme, but not necessarily the paint job. Gonna kind of see where I get in about 90 minutes to 2 hours. I'm still deciding my next Blood Bowl team. I have the Chaos Chosen pitch, so maybe them or Dwarfs because of Bazooka. I do love that model. It's the thing with Dwarves, I just love all their stuff. Like, Death Rollers are cool. Bazooka, like, ball launches are super cool. The team is difficult to make friends with. Do I say with Adge? I mean, Adge is probably pretty good. It might be worth trying. It just depends if he can get the SPP, you know, if he can make it there. Am I missing anything on this guy? You got knee pads? I can't even tell with this. Well, looking IRL. He actually does. Okay, that's like terribly sculpted knee pads, but whatever. Praxic, yeah, thanks. What everyone else is painting tonight. Tristan's Tomb King's Mega Gargant. Holy crap. Are you like sculpting on the Games Workshop Mega Gargant? Or is it like another model? Don't want to miss the old end zone markers from 2nd edition Blood Bowl. I love those things, creating a customized feel for the pitch in their teams. I don't know what they are. This is first Goonies, now this. Evening Puppers. Beastmen Praxic. Very, very cool. Right, missed these knee pads, so I'm putting a layer onto them. Might come back with a hairdryer in just a second because I need another coat. I think if I don't do that, I'm just going to be pushing paint around, and that's no fun. I'm pretty much adding layers of red over this yellow until it's like an orange I like, and I'm getting there. I think one more coat, and then I'm going to do some red like glazes to make it darker, so it's, you know, not as red as this, but closer. Told myself not allowed to start painting College Chad until my Chaos Chosen team is done. Well, I mean, we will start with that, don't we? Right, hairdryer's back. Let's mute the right mic. So it was a question I pitched to the Patreons patrons in Discord, is about painting content on the channel. Is it like, I'm gonna pitch it to the wider chat. Is that something you'd want to see, or is it just stuff like this where we like hang out? Because it'd be good to get like a direction for that. I think that'll be pretty cool. Because it's something we kind of like would like, because we're going to be putting up a lot of Dungeon Bowl soon, and if we can turn it into like stuff that people can watch, that'll be pretty good, pretty epic. Just about doing a mix of what we enjoy doing and what people would want to watch as well. It's always good to get that feedback. You have Praxic, you have. Which is why we're part of the reason we're streaming today, by the way. Question, have you thought of changing your Twitch category to Warhammer instead of art? I remember once, I think we had it at Blood Bowl 2 and people got really mad because it wasn't Blood Bowl 2. But I didn't realise Warhammer was now a category on Twitch. I mean, it's been a while since we were last on it, but maybe. I think I'll leave it for now, though. I'm invested in the painting, and it still constitutes as art, I guess. Depends on how well you you view the paint job. A link. Okay, I'm gonna risk clicking on that. There you go, everyone. That's a free. Actually, it's not free. Please don't link random stuff, but this is clearly not a random thing. Oh, dude, that is amazing. If I had the setup, I would share that. Actually, I think I... Oh no, I do not, I'm afraid, but... The link is legit. And that is looking so cool. That's a big job you've undertaken there, my friend. See you later, Joe. I've had the Chaos Boys 3 now blocks of mine I've been paying for an age. Yeah, the trouble with that is trying to paint it to match. Like, I recently did some orcs, and I was painting my bikers, and I'm just like, I had to redo them all because they were just painted so differently now than I used to paint. Mix is good. Okay, good to know. Was the last stream the one that Horse interrupted? You know, I think it was. We saw on the stats it was January was the last stream, so we've been like nearly a year without streaming, which I genuinely cannot believe because it feels like a few months. But I think it was. I think it was when Ben was streaming and the horse came in. Well, it didn't come in, but you know, it was outside. Horse walking in that would be a hell of a stream. Any chance this become a regular thing? I hope so. The idea at the moment is we tend to record podcasts on Thursdays, so I've kind of been keeping that day free. So as we do it every other Thursday, I'm thinking maybe every other Thursday we do a stream as well. That way it's manageable, don't get overwhelmed, because that is also a thing. There are lots of things going on in life. I both work full time and have other also hobbies and interests, and you've got to make time for that. But it would be good to do it more regularly because it is good fun. Scared to mess it up. I don't think you can. It's very difficult to mess things up in this, especially as you can just repaint. Horse right in the studio. Yeah, I think I'm actually pretty chuffed with that orange. So we're going to leave that there and then come back to it in a second, because I'm then going to add some darker glazes. So I'll probably whack out the paint for that. I'm also going to do another coat of the yellow, because I think it could use it. Add a tiny bit of red. Makes it a bit richer. What players are using? Just a D&D Tavern Music one. This is actually on Epidemic Sound. I just searched for Epic Adventure in the genres. So we use Epidemic Sound because it's copyright friendly. It's all legit stuff, so we can stream it on YouTube and Twitch and not get in trouble. But there's some really good stuff on there, and what is really good with it is you can literally like mute channels and stems, so I could have like just the instruments for this. Let's back that up. It's pretty cool. And then you can like just have the drums, this is a bad example because there are no drums, but if I go back here, bit of cymbal. Terrible example. Let's go to a new one. And then just drums. steady. It's awesome. And then you go like the full mix. So like if you're doing like video editing, it's proper good. And that is the epidemic sound out of it. Yeah, because so I've actually I over lockdown joined a band where I'm playing keyboards, and I've been using this actually a lot because I'm like, okay, I need like an organ sound or something. I find like a track on Epidemic Sound, just extract the melody, get the organ sound, and then you can make like an instrument out of that. And it's been really fun. So I'm proper loving it. Okay, that yellow is good. I think once we painted the rest of it, I'm gonna see where it goes from there, because I think I'm happy with that as it is, and then we can always highlight it. So dull it down. I'm off. Hope you have a lovely evening. Cheers, Tristan. You too. Good luck with the Tomb King. Long-time listener, first-time commenter. Big thanks for the superb content, man. Oh, thanks, David. I mean, a lot of that goes towards Ben. Other Ben. He is the power behind this site. Jump up when needed. And occasionally things like this. I say occasionally, that's what. Okay. Go ahead then. Oh, of course. Yeah, I turned it up, didn't I? Yeah, let's track that right down. Okay, there we go. Alright, as those quiet drums. Thanks for the heads up. Big bit loud. Okay, so now I'm mixing in a bit of black to the red. Yeah. And a bit of yellow. I'm pretty much just making a small, like a light glaze that I can start dulling this down with. I could probably go a little bit stronger than that. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. Hi Tiff. Bonehead's wife is in chat. Great Animal Crossing content if you're a fan. Which Dungeon Bowl teams are everyone most excited to try? I am loving College of Light. I think it's just so, like, what's the word? Is ostentatious the right word? What does that even mean? Here we go to Google. It's just the word that came to mind. It just looks like absolutely obscene. Yeah, ostentatious. There you go. You can just like throw the balls all over the dungeon. Do what you want. Thanks to the plug. No worries, Tim. I asked my partner if she wanted to watch, and just gave me a smile and went went downstairs. I'm looking at a lot of them, but in a bit of paralysis. Yeah, I mean, I think I can't remember where I saw this. Could have even been you, practically. It was about like just reskinning them. So like, just get a team and be like, well, I'm just going to use this college roster, but make it something else. So you can kind of like win on that theme front. So you could have like an undead college that follows a different system. And just proxy the models. I think that'd be good fun. Pretty painting. Cheers, Tiff. Yeah, no. Just doing like base coats at the moment. What's the choice of brush? This is just a cheap brush here. Just a cheap synthetic one for the big stuff. And then actually, I think I'll switch over. I think now is the time. I think I'm struggling a bit. So ones I usually use, these Rosemary & Co. Size 2. Series 33. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of these. They're proper good. And pretty cheap for real hairbrushes. I wasn't quite getting the tone I wanted with the ink there, so I'm just switching to a paint. Yeah, here we go. Gotta be braver. Gotta go dark. Gotta go dark. Camera is failing. We'll leave it. Don't want to mess things up. 100 messages today. Thanks for restream. Pizza time for tip. Any team that permits squigs. I don't know if squigs are in Dungeon Bowl, but you can make that happen. Squigs are a good proxy for, you know, fun hoppers will be good. You could proxy them for, you know, lizard men, even if they're pretty big. You could do quite a lot. I'd permit squigs on any game. Okay. I'm just going to have a cheeky little IRL look on this. Need to do next. I think I'm going to block out the flesh because that will help me realize what needs to be done. So I'm just putting on the colors now and just making sure I don't know where everything is. Unlike my paints. That'll do. I've been using the ones from Rosemary, but only just started painting. Well, that is a hell of a way to start as well, because, you know, those brushes, people say brushes don't make your painting better, and to an extent that's true. Like I say, use cheap ones for like other stuff, but it's just so much easier to use something that's good. It's like, it just forces, like, if you're forcing a brush to try and do things it just can't, then that's no fun. Had to catch you at work, Paladin. We always catch you at work. That's the time zones, my dude. Undead and Celestial, as other teams to play them, and the Celestial team finally gives me a reason to pay my Imperial nobility. That is true. You love those nobilities. Now I've got to find out where the skin is on this bad boy. Probably its head. And camera. Okay. Cool. Yes, don't make your painting instantly. Ooh. There we go. Don't make your painting instantly better, but for me, figuring out the right brush size to use definitely make painting easier and more enjoyable. That is great. That is proper great. I mean, yeah, like we were saying, it's no fun fighting the brush, you know. It helps it make it more enjoyable. That is a win. That is what painting's about. So I believe his belly is showing, so I'm going to risk that. And with this, I'll probably go over with a lighter skin tone, and then glaze this down too. believe they're wearing shorts, so I'm going to risk that. If anyone's done these swords before and they aren't shorts, please do let me know, because I think I did that with one of the other ones that after I painted the legs, it was like, that doesn't look right. Those are like, you know, beach shorts. I just started painting my Dungeon Ball box. Hey, you and me both. Definitely about proxying them into a Snotling build, as they're probably the second most fun team to paint. Yeah, that's a good idea. Snotlings are great fun. You get so many too. Hey, what's good? Sorry guys, I've got to just move out of the camera shot so I can get a good look. Okie dokie. I'm also in the middle of painting a stocking stuffing minute, a unicorn. Unicorn for the kiddo. That is adorable. You painting the unicorn? Is it like a printed unicorn or just like a... Did you find a unicorn mini? Unicorns in Dungeon Bowl, that's a good show. On the shirt there. Just gonna Control Z that. WizKids D&D mini. Oh, awesome. Those are great. Those are proper great. Some of the first non-GW stuff I painted was that. Again, I am limiting this to only about 90 minutes, because the idea for this is be able to do the whole team pretty rapidly, preferably in a day. So I'm trying to get a scheme that looks decent enough for the camera, while also still being, you know, showy offy. While this is dry, add a little bit more black while I can. That glaze down a little bit. I want more layers the better when it comes to doing stuff like this. Especially as my Zenithal undercoat wasn't the cleanest thing. It was a little bit flecky, so gotta try and cover that up a little bit. Ooh. I'm not too worried about how clean the blends are, because the intention is that this is like metal, and with College of Fire I'm gonna try doing something with like soot, and I have a test model there to try it on before I do it, but I'm gonna see if that works out, because I kind of want to, like, you know, dirty it up, but I'm worried that it's gonna look a little bit garbage, so I will do it on the test model, see how it looks, and then choose to do it on this if it's okay. Right, there's a bit of the armor I've missed the back of him there, so I'm just gonna quickly take red, throw in a bit of yellow, throw in a bit of black. Throw in way too much black, but that's okay. And this can now be the colour behind his head. Okay. One audio buddy for a do. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's bring Ben in. I've got to just go on Discord first. This song, has anyone listened to the Paint Bravely the podcast with Goobertown Hobbies? I'm pretty sure this is the theme they use. It's a good podcast, by the way, if you're into painting. Yeah, this is 100% it. Alright. Let's pull Ben. You painting College of Fire, Alvaro? Yes, I am. Yeah, tempting to. Slowly getting there. Done base coat of the flesh. Oh no, there's a little bit on his hand I've missed. You painting anything yourself, Alvaro? Punga's Necro team. Oh, awesome. I'm so gutted I didn't back that. Yeah, they're so good. Any recommendation to what to use for dungeon stone bases? Well, someone mentioned there was a video by Sarastro, which I believe he paints, but if you can find like a roller, this is the green stuff board roller. So that was an attempt I tried there, and then this is one primed, which I'm using for the game Moonstone. It's just like cobblestone, which is primed, and then I decided to add a little bit more sand because you can kind of like that stuck out a little bit. So I need to reprime this or just paint over it. Probably just paint over it. But that's the idea with this. I'd probably recommend that. And then to get it like that, I tend to roll out a sheet on green stuff and then just cut out what you need. So yeah, that's usually what I do. Does depend on the dungeon. Paladins, right? Okay. I think I did something wrong. There we go. Say something, Ben?
Can you hear me, dude?
Yes, I can. Alright, I've just got to turn you all the way up. Say something?
Yo, yo, yo.
There we go. That's good. Let me know if you guys can hear Ben, okay? If I need to adjust the volume on that. Yeah.
I saw you've been looking at Moonstone bases. Have you been? Have you got started with those guys?
Yeah, I did. I did get started. I've kind of like, now the Necron Commission was out, I've just sort of like bombarded with all the stuff I've missed out on.
Hobby heat time.
Yeah, exactly right. Let me turn up.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
A little bit quiet. Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit. Let me know if that's any good. Yeah, this is, I'll put it on stream. So it's a game that we found at Salute. It's like a small like indie skirmish game, and the models are just so great. They're just full of like whimsical character. So I made a start painting.
The style is so cool.
It is cool. It is really cool. And like the book, not gonna.
And Tom, the guy, was
Cool
just
graphic.
really lovely as well.
Yeah, he was super lovely. I recognised this as well, which is a bonus.
That was the most ridiculous moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where we're like asking this bloke about his game, and he just looks up and he's like, "Are you Ben and Ben?" It was so good. It was so good.
We've made it. We've made it.
I know we've been recognised. That was hilarious. That was a brilliant moment. Cool. I think I heard that you were using inks today, Ben.
Of course. I don't go anywhere without them.
Did you put your affiliate link in the chat? Or...
There's a running joke because I dare to use paint that on Games Workshop, I'm therefore sponsored by every company that isn't. So
that's yeah. Well, no, maybe it's the white ink.
it's the white ink. Yeah, I do plug it at every possible opportunity, which I would
Hey,
recommend.
if it works,
you can get hold of some
Like-
white ink. It's really good.
it's fine as long as there's like, if it's good, then it's definitely worth telling everybody about.
Yeah,
And I know that you kind of swear by it, don't you? So
it is good. It's just instead of fighting white paint, just do yourself a favor. Use white ink. Paladin, I'm going to attempt to get Rain in Hell, the indie YouTuber created Skirmish game. I think I saw something about that. Have you seen that, Ben?
hang on, this is what now? I'll
Rain
Google
in
it in the
Hell.
background. What we got?
Game Rain in
Rain
Hell.
is in water.
No, as in like a king.
Rain of fire.
Yeah.
Rain and hail. Here we go.
Anything's better than Samurai
No.
White. Yeah, a kick in the nads is better than Samurai White. Praxit.
Oh,
Does
the
Patreon
Games
get me into
Workshop white paint.
Discord? No, you can join the Discord without being in the Patreon. Patreon does give you
Yeah.
access to a Patreon channel in the Discord, though, where we share spicy memes and bants. So.
Rain and hail. Is it a war game? Is
I
that?
think it's Rain in Hell.
Oh, Rain and Hell. Okay, cool. Oh, Rain in Hell.
Rain in
Snarling
Hell.
Badger Studios.
Atom Smasher.
Oh.
Oh wait, no.
Oh! This is this. Oh, I love the artwork. The artwork looks straight up like old school Games Workshop demon art.
Oh really?
Lead your cabal of demons to rule over the ruins of hell in this fun, and
Oh.
fast-paced tabletop miniatures game. I love that.
It's Vince and Tabletop Minions. Right. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I trust that.
Tabletop Minions, is that the miserable old dude? Uncle Bob or something?
Yeah,
What's his
I'm
name?
glad.
Uncle Adam.
Atom.
Oh, is he a superhero? Up and
Yeah.
Adam. Rain in Hell, demonic skirmish combat.
Praxi, yes. It absolutely is the miserable old dude. Hey, he seems lovely. Miniatures agnostic. Yes, Paladin. That is the best.
We do
thing.
like that.
Yes, it is. As soon as it says that, it's like, plus 10 points. I love it when they produce miniatures as well, but the choice is always really good. To be fair, any game is miniatures agnostic. If you want it to be.
Oh, that looks quite good.
It's Vincent
How
Andrello as
many
well, who I do
human-
trust because he is a great painter. Oh, thanks, Clive, for that Discord link. Aren't most hobby YouTubers miserable dudes?
Oh, Ben's not old. He's not always miserable. Unless you mention the channel that shall not be named.
Hold on. I'm about to name it. No, it's fine.
Marvel Avengers. I don't think he'd probably want to work with us now. I've called him the miserable old dude.
Oh, camera has that.
Dickens is going on with your camera today.
Basically, I I couldn't. Well, okay. I used to have a different camera I used for face cam. That kind of failed. Like it just didn't work anymore. Computer was just like, nah, don't like it. So I'm using my phone as a camera.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't actually like it would have done pretty well for the painting cam, but it like isn't quite the quality I want it to be compared to this one. Like it's fine, but whereas like streaming over Wi-Fi, it tends to like buffer and
Hang
stuff.
on, you. So, what camera are you using for the painting cam?
It's just webcam.
Oh wow, that's incredible. Don't tell me that's a 920.
Yeah.
Oh, why is my 920 such a blurry piece of garbage
Well,
then?
I put like 50 filters through it, so.
Oh, did you do that thing with the? Oh,
yeah, it's like it's dark if you.
I need to take mine apart because the blur is all off and the autofocus is no good.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll just buy a new one, I guess. I don't know.
I
think the camera setup we've got working at the moment is all right. I think so.
You just tend to use iPhones for your camera problems.
Oh, they're perfect, and I already have them.
That's true. Collection of iPhones. Is this Chunsoft music? Really reminds me of something from a Mystery Dungeon game. It does actually. Chunsoft doing the music and that. Oh, I'm thinking Funcom. They do good music.
I was very much enjoying the music before, Ben.
Still going. Oh, but you're probably not listening to the.
I did like the vibe, which is quite cool.
That's what. Yeah, I like listening to the stuff that kind of reflects what I'm painting, and I feel like romping through a dungeon, just put on some D&D style stuff.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Robert likes.
Sorry for calling it Airbud music.
Still haven't seen Airbud.
It's not great. See, Praxic, bang on the money there. Should we listen to Korn while painting Korn?
I'm not a huge Korn fan, I've got to say, which sounds really bad. As in, that's the band.
Do you know who surprisingly likes them a lot? Is Warhanam.
That kind of half surprises me.
He's in the right age range, I think, for Korn. But like, I don't know. It's just a bit. It's kind of funky metal, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's always great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised you're not into. Is there not enough trumpets?
That might be it. Yeah.
Bring on the trumpets.
For me and metal, it's. I think the metal has to have like a strong theme for me to really like it. It's like Ailstorm is a good example, right? Like I like that because it's got like the theme of like the pirates, and I kind of like that connection. But like metal on its own, or like just like thrash metal and stuff, is like, I don't know. I find it hard to gel with it.
Yeah, vanilla metal. I do get that.
Yeah.
I think like Man of War is a cracking example of kind of vanilla metal, except their Norse God album is just god tier hair metal. It's so good.
Sounds great, like a Norse hair metal album.
Yeah.
Sign me the hell up. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll link you to it. Gods of War. It's so good. Loki, god of fire, reigns forevermore. It's so good, man. It's just wicked. We went to see them in Birmingham.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, full of like 7 foot tall Vikings though. So you went to Ailstorm, and you know how that bloke went and stood in front of Lewis?
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened at the Man of War gig as well. It happens to good guy Lewis every single time he goes to a gig, and he's not really short. Like
no, he's not.
He's 5'10", but he's just like, oh bless him.
Just some guy who's 7'10" stands in front of him.
Have you seen Wayne's World, Ben?
Don't do this. Haven't seen Goonies. Haven't seen Wayne's World.
No, it's kind of slightly outside of the age range. It happens in Wayne's World, but Garth cattle prods this guy. Oh man, what a great film! What a great film. Kyle says, while painting your corn team, you could listen to Dave from
Mini Wargaming.
Yeah, say corn 8.
I watched that for at least like a
Does
couple
he?
minutes.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, he's got a video of just him saying corn 88,888 times.
Dave saying corn. Let's see. I say corn. Who has watched that 17,000 times? Ah, what a lad.
He's got a Kickstarter going actually. Some pretty cool models. Doing a like a not Chaos Space Marines.
What word does he say in that?
Oh, quite funny how they dodge it though. They're like, these are executioner, you know, you can use them in games such as tabletop miniatures war games. Yeah, it's pretty good. Do you watch Tabletop Minion streams? I recognise your name, but not sure it's from there or from Bonehead Whip Wednesday.
You could probably compile Ben saying wizard 8,000 times. Damn right.
Oh, and Scylla says perfect stream for the background while modelling an ogre in Blender for 3D printing. Hell yeah. Like to hear that.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Modelling your own stuff that's next level hobby.
That's the dream. That is the dream.
Putting an ogre in a blender. Wouldn't recommend.
No, save that for Dark Elf Blitzers. Did I hear you talking about Games Workshop doing single piece models earlier?
Right, I heard that rumour. And I can't assure you where I heard that rumour. I wouldn't even begin to know where, but it could have even been a dream. But I believe I heard somewhere that Games Workshop are potentially going that route in one of the new, like maybe, is it like Horus Heresy or something, or the Old World or something like that.
Oh wow, Old World would be interesting.
Yeah,
For them to do that.
I would honestly love it.
I tell you what, I think I think they've gone so far the other way, and the reason they've gone so far the other way is to make it very difficult for people to clone.
I think it's easier to clone a sprue than it is to clone a one-piece model, right?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's probably exactly the same, isn't it? Because if you make a one-piece model, you have to have. Oh no, I see what you mean. Because then you have to have really complicated molds made, don't you?
Yeah.
That go together like one of those
Really fat
bad
ones.
gifts you get in a cracker at Christmas. Yeah. Ooh,
I just realised
that's interesting.
This is all armor. What have I done on this guy? Oh, I've just done it black.
That red is very nice, Ben. Have you painted red before?
No, never. Never done red.
Yeah, Praxic, yeah, absolutely. I put together College of Shadow the other day, lost one of the Witch Elves' dangly belts, got glue all over the Dark Elf arm spikes. Yeah, I didn't even bother with the dangly belts, and wouldn't even worry about it. Blunt Brush, hey Bens, painting up Fire College team. Yeah, BT is busting out the red colours. Clive, latest hobby project I was working on was an old metal killer can. The legs are a pain. Oh man,
I have one of those. That was I remember thinking I got a bargain on eBay. So I was like brand new to 40k, and I just started collecting orcs. This was in 2014. Just started collecting orcs, and I was just like, I love the killer cans because they're what got me into Warhammer. Was playing Dawn of War and had my killer cans spinning around. Super cool stuff. And I went on eBay trying to find killer cans. I saw like killer can. £5. I was like, what, £5 for killer cans? For like the pack of 3 plastic ones? Hell yeah. Bought it, and then it was like a single old metal one. But I was like, that actually, I think I got a good deal there. £5 for the old metal killer can.
Yeah, definitely. They weren't even £5, but they must have been like £20 when they came out.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's kind of like a disappointment, but then a realization a couple of years later that actually this is kind of like retro goodness. Double dip. I saw your name. You mentioned Rain and Hell, so put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, we haven't done anything with Rain and Hell, but now we're keen. So after seeing that artwork.
Paladin says, here's a question for everyone. Are you going book recommended for college colours or off real colleges? Oh, or off real colleges. Oh, that's quite cool, Paladin.
That is a cool idea.
I mean, I like the idea of having a college team that is like the college team. That's kind of... So, like, in Games Workshop land, you know, they love to trademark colour schemes, right? So there's, like, the Blood Angels, they're the red dudes, they've got... You know, this Storm host with this mix of one primary color and a different metallic color is this primary, and they have like special rules and stuff. I think we talked about this before, Ben, like how there's no like, and it's probably a good thing, that there's no hero teams out there. It's not like, I painted my humans blue and yellow, therefore they're the St. Louis Rams. Oh wait, no, the LA Rams. And you know, and they have this roster. Like, I think it's really good they don't have that.
Well,
but now that colleges are out, you've got the what's it called? Not teams of legends, Hall of Fame team. Like they've got that, but there's no like color scheme. There's no like roster. There's no like special powers, kind of like as a build you can take.
True. Yeah.
And this is a really good time where there is a paint scheme for a team, and it's quite cool. Like as much as it is awesome to like build your own franchise and all that kind of stuff, it is actually quite cool to have a team to paint up and be like, this is the College of Fire team, you know, this is the Blazing Axis. I don't know, I think it's just quite nice to have.
I know, I agree. Like we're talking about doing this, painting up all these teams for Dungeon Bowl, like for content and stuff, and it's like, it's nice to know that. Also, is this Final Fantasy? Sorry, I can't unhear this. This is like Final Fantasy 7 music, like battle theme. Anyway, yeah, it's quite nice that we just know, like, oh, these are the colleges we need to do. Don't have to think too hard about the scheme. And yeah,
you can kind of riff off them, can't you? But like, I'm looking forward to like the Beasts one, because you know, whoever loses rock paper scissors, it's cool to do. Like, there's a reason then to do stripes. You know, like get the animal stripes out and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Although, will we do that? Who knows?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. Excuse me. Carl said, the sad thing is the dangly belts are not even close to the tiniest, most awkward bits on those dark elves, the witch elf thumb blades. I know, it's baffling. Absolutely baffling. Alexander says, just go for any colour you like for DB teams. I completely agree. Like, if you're going to build your own DB team, like, do your thing. Do your own thing, absolutely. Painted some skill rings for Blood Bowl today. That's cool. College colours in the book are too limited, I think. Yeah, I think they... I mean, I'm not a good enough painter to be able to paint exactly like they do in the book, so it's going to be kind of like on theme.
In the book, I've noticed that. A lot of the colleges use white.
Oh yeah, you're definitely doing the College of Light there, Ben.
Yeah, I know. I think so we put in a poll about sort of like what kind of painting content do you want to see? Like, is airbrush okay? Like, do people like, if they're watching a video, do they want to see an airbrush? And generally, and I kind of knew this going in, that's why part of the reason you ask is generally airbrush isn't too popular in painting videos because it is, you know, a barrier.
Specialist. Yeah.
Yeah. But when it's just like thinking about having to do all the white on the teams without it, I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Nope. Yeah, we won't be doing that. We'll be doing that. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Yeah, definitely airbrush the white then on that one. I've just finished editing the top 5 Friday video for tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Which was top 5 Dungeon Bowl teams.
Oh.
Based on our games and everything, and you know, it's actually very close, and it's really cool. It's really fun to do. It's quite a long one actually. Top 5 Fridays normally about 15-20 minutes. This one's still like nearly half an hour.
Oh, hold on.
Which makes me wonder if I've edited everything out, but someone will tell me. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think I lost my temper in this one, so that's something. Paladin says I'm going to go book recommended, but changing the grey with black for the Shadow College. Yeah, I like that move.
Good shout.
And one pop culture college. So I'm assuming, like, when you're talking about colleges, Dustin, this is like American, like the football colleges. Beast College baffles me because it's just chaos. Yeah, it is. It's basically chaos undivided with werewolves added to it.
With a werewolf, yeah. It's kind of like I'm surprised, but not that lizardmen aren't involved. Like,
they've got the crocs, haven't they?
But... Oh, they do have the crocs. Yeah, you're right.
I think the crocs, though. I think the crocs would have been pretty good on the Heavens team, but the colleges definitely aren't. They're not distributed equally. Not all colleges made equal. There's definitely a couple of colleges that I think suffer a little. Yeah. But that's where their wizards come in, Ben. So when we do some Blood Bowl, some DB stuff, I'm thinking a million build, but with a wizard, with one of the wizards, with the college wizard for every team to kind of get that involved.
Yeah, bring the flavour, right?
It does, and it actually creates a bit of a play style for them as well, which I really like.
Play around the wizard.
Yeah, it gives the shadow team a bit of an edge as well, because they can just kind of bamf a dude, which is pretty sweet. Full on Night Stalker him. Okay, so BT, you've started the Fire College. I know you did that because you started doing the painting on that one anyway.
Yeah.
What other colleges take your fancy from a hobby point of view?
I mean, we talked about life a lot. I think that is one that I'm pretty intrigued by. Like, intrigued and intimidated by. Because it's like, I think if I were doing live, I'd want to go all out. But that might take some time.
Now it depends, I guess, which angle you go. Because there's a real couple of different angles to go when it comes to the life college, isn't there? You got I said there's kind of two angles, which is the forest theme or the Nurgle theme, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think like you can the idea that I had actually, and I'm going small tangent, but the idea of making the college teams like distinguishable is in the basing. So the idea I had with this College of Fire team was to have like a kind of a dungeon base, but I had some cut out here, so like little bits of balsa wood. And I was gonna like singe the ends, so like make them look like old wood and like burnt ends and like embers.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of do that with the colleges, so that kind of like leans into it a little bit more. Sort of have the same basing across the lot, like base, then college it up.
Yeah.
That was
not
kind
going
of
to go for some 3D printed dungeon ones there.
I think that's what I'm going to do, because one of the reasons I didn't go any further with this was just because I wasn't really happy with it. It didn't really look like a dungeon. So I think I'm going to look down a 3D printed route.
Ah, there's tons out there, I think, isn't there?
I think I have tons. Like, I'll probably do somewhere in my archives.
I don't know why there's not just a brilliant selection of base toppers out there. That just seems like such an excellent idea.
There are quite a lot. I remember seeing.
I couldn't find. I didn't look very hard, to be fair. I normally just go to Trips and be like, "Hey, Trips, have you heard of this?" And then 7 minutes later, he's like, "Hey, here's these selection." It's amazing. His STL catalog is like of his mind is awesome. So Praxis says, "Are Shadow College particularly struggling as is?" Out the box, they definitely got a bit of a disadvantage, I think.
Yeah.
But 2 ogres will do that to you. So Fire and Shadow out the box, I mean, they definitely do have a bit of an advantage. That's why I like the sort of the 3 balls rule instead, because it balances it out a little bit. It's more chaotic. Smoke grenades for the Shadow Team bases. Kyle says, I haven't got my copy of Dungeon Bowl yet, but does the book show actual painted examples of each team or just Fire and Shadow? No, it does. They've done a few models for each of the college in their schemes. And they've done some nice techniques on some of them. The metal one is not just what you'd expect. It looks almost non-metallic. it's quite inspiring. I like it. It's really nice to see. Clive says, I have human, halfling, wood elves. So far, still deciding my next team besides a replacement halfling team. Is that the halfling team that's undefeated? I mentioned Chaos Chosen and Dwarfs earlier, but ogres are also an option. So humans, halflings, and wood elves.
Okay.
I mean, wood elves dash, halflings for the stunty angle. Human are proper good mid-range. So you kind of want something bashy to figure it out. Chaos Chosen are a really solid choice for standard 11s. They're a challenge. They're not auto, but all their players are really good. But none of it, they're not broken. For bash, Chaos Chosen, dwarves, and ogres. Interesting mix. Pick up dwarves and ogres, paint them both the same colour scheme. You've got yourself a College of Fire team and 2 teams all set up. Then, job done.
Very true.
Robert says, I like the College of Death, but I miss the werewolves. I think not having the werewolves in there really does hurt them.
Did they used to in the old school college?
Oh, the old school colleges were absolutely crazy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there was no, like you think that these ones don't really have a lot of sensibility to them, and the old ones were worse. So like it's really quite amazing. Let me see, Dungeon Bowl rules PDF. There we go. Let's look at I have bust out the 3rd edition teams. So the Light Wizards were dwarves, halflings, and Norse. That changed because it used to be dwarves, halflings, and werewolves.
Okay, random.
Yeah, I know. The Golden Wizards, orcs, chaos dwarves, and ogres. That would have been meaty as a roster.
Yeah, that sounds like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Jade Wizards were goblins, orcs, and trolls, which is basically just the orc team now. I feel like this one might interest you a bit. High elves, wood elves, and tree men for the celestial wizards in the old edition.
Right.
Yeah. Grey wizards. This one I love. Humans, chaos, and ogres.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's a really fun roster. I really like that one.
Well,
Amethyst wizards. Yeah. Amethyst wizards. This is the old shadow. Skaven goblins and minotaurs. So you can imagine how I feel about that one. Skaven goblins and minotaurs. We need more minotaurs in Dungeon Bowl, in my opinion. Bright wizards were dwarves, humans, and Norse. Amber wizards were dark elves, orcs, and Skaven. Then there was 2 more. The rainbow wizards were wood elves, halflings, and humans, and the dark wizards were undead, dark elves, and trolls.
Ooh.
Which is a proper random mix.
Also, sorry to interrupt. If the music is audible to people, like, I am worried that we're going to get copyright claims here. So we've had Final Fantasy VII, and now it's the Battlefield theme. But, Epidemic Sound should have our back.
You are Epidemic. There's never thrown up any issue.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if people are hearing this, because, yeah, Clive said this is the Battlefield theme. Yeah, this is 100% the Battlefield theme. It's like
Is it possible that Final Fantasy are just on like budget cuts?
Yeah, possibly. Craig said, "On my days, it's looking mint blood type." Cheers, Craig. I'm thinking I'm gonna go for 2 hours rather than an hour and a half because I don't think I'll finish this by an hour and a half. I'm trying to limit myself, because otherwise I just end up doing the same thing over and over again. But sorry, I'm moving away from cameras because I'm doing metal trim and trying to do that through essentially a viewfinder. It's not working. Pretty. Boots.
Oh, nice. Dean, not painting tonight, but I did spend Wednesday building and priming enough orcs and humans for an orc team, a black orc team, and a College of Metal team.
Oh,
That's a great mix.
I'm really looking forward to doing the College of Metal. I think that's one that's really AI. I just think they all look so mean, right?
Yeah, I'm really liking that one. Clive says, so Ben, basically what he's saying is get all 3 teams. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you want one team out of those teams, the Chaos Chosen team will be fun enough and different enough. But if you're in the market for, say, I'd say 1 team, Chaos Chosen, 2 teams, Dwarves and Ogres, because you can combine them. And, 3 teams, all 3 teams. Craig says, it's a dwarf though. Who plays dwarves? Oh, wait, Graham Pickett is here.
Or dwarves. Do you get the hate?
They are good though. I don't know why they don't perform better in tournaments.
Like they should, right?
They really should. Well, I say perform better in tournaments. They're not doing bad by a long shot. Although I think they were in the top 5. So maybe I shouldn't say that. I think they were when we last did. You know what? I haven't done a monthly meta. I need to do that.
Chop, Ben. Jeez.
Do that over there. Yeah, I know. I'll do that over the weekend. Right. Underworld, High Elf, Chaos Dwarf, and Dwarf. With... Ooh, Amazons have dropped out of the top 5. Been replaced by Elven Union. Hello. That's the next tier adjustment from Games Workshop. Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it?
Did you say they
I guess that...
High Elves?
No, High Elves are second.
High Elves second, okay.
Yeah, High Elves second, Chaos Dwarf's third, Dwarf fourth. I mean, it makes sense if you think about the way their meta rotates. With Underworld at the top, it's tackle gives you that great option. Chaos Dwarf is kind of a really good mid-range team.
Yeah, for sure.
High Elves they're kind of a bit fishbowl, I reckon. Like you're not heavily relying on dodge, you're just heavily relying on being agile.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've got enough armor to take a punch. I like the way that High Elves are positioned at the moment. Chaos Dwarves and Dwarves definitely tackle. That's probably cost Amazon out of the top 5. And Elf Union, again, they don't have a huge amount of dodge either. I mean, once you get those blodge step blitzers, then yeah, definitely. Renegades there, 52%, just behind.
That's pretty cool.
Tomb Kings, 52%. Slan at 51%. Norse up there at 52 as well. It's a really good grouping. I'm a bit surprised by Black Orcs. 43%. I wonder if that's new player syndrome.
Well, they got the out-of-the-box teams.
Yeah, they're one of the most popular.
That's also because the models are super sick.
They're so good. They are so good. I do like that team. It's funny, when we were talking about the team before, we kind of thought that it's missing a positional. Like the Lizard's got the Chameleon Skink. But they're really not, though.
No.
It's just weird to have a team with only 3 positionals now. Only 3 different players, but they do a great job. I'm loving the Black Orcs.
That's probably what I'll try and lean into in College of Metal. I think going Black Orc heavy.
Yeah, College of Metal is basically a Black Orc. Well, there's a couple of different teams. You can go from it. There's Black Orc humans and Orcs. Yeah. You kind of pick a team to build it off of. Black Orcs is probably a really good place. College of Metal.
Did they get the Goblin Bruisers?
Yeah. Bruisers, Orc linemen, and human linemen for the lineman players. 4 Orc/human blitzers. 6 Black Orc blockers. Black Orc brawlers, big and blockers, nobility bodyguards, Khorne bloodseekers, and up to 2 Orc throwers.
Of course, the bloodseekers as well. God, yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I do like the idea of 1 or 2 bloodseekers in there to be kind of like the big guy equivalent, because the team doesn't have a big guy.
I think it needs it with 96 strength.
Say you got
4 players.
I think Black Orcs in a dungeon grab brawler.
Yeah, that's
really good.
Yeah, tasty. Frenzy's great in the dungeon. Yeah, do you get 2 blocks up against the wall? If you don't knock them down as you punch them into the wall, do you get second shot?
It depends on the wording. If it says if they are pushed back, as I don't think they are pushed back, so I don't think I
Okay.
think it would work the same. Oh no, what does it work for stand firm? You
Stand
do
firm,
actually
you do
block
get
them
2
twice,
blocks.
don't you?
Yeah,
Then I think the same thing would care. So yeah, you would smack them into a wall twice.
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually. I mean, what's your thought on the teams here, Ben, for Dungeon World? Do we want to stick with Games Workshop as much as possible? Do we want to do conversions for, like, what are you thinking?
I mean, right, GW's easy because the models are relatively affordable and thematically
They're not bad.
like similar.
Yeah.
Like mixing 2 different styles of sculpting, I think could look quite jarring even with a paint job. I'm not fussed though. I mean, like Punga now has like a million options, so I think it would be worth looking at Punga, especially as they got like a strong theme throughout all of them. Like the amount of pirates they have, I'm sure we can make like a college of nautical.
college pirate. Yeah, Dean. Human or orc blitzers, they get to mix and match up to 4. So if you want more armor, you go with the orc blitzer. If you want more speed, you go with the human blitzer. Good mix. It's really, really good. I think it comes down to cost. Ultimately, I think the human blitzer is just better at movement 7, but and they still get the same access on skills. Still get strength. So
does that have the human thrower as well?
No, orc thrower.
Orc thrower.
Human thrower is in heavens, along with the nobility blitzer.
Of course it is.
And skinks, which is wicked. I do like that team. Heavens, I think is you got the Saurus blockers, you got the skink runners. Everything else is kind of just cherries on top, because with strength 4 and movement 6 dudes, they can punch a hole, and then movement 8, stunty 3++, straight through. I think it's just if they get caught by the blooming College of Fire, skinks though. Goners.
A lot. Yeah. Keep realizing the trouble with this dwarf team is I keep realizing that I haven't painted like one of these stupid like gem things.
Yeah, when I painted the dwarf team, I felt like the detail was quite flat on it.
It is. I didn't even realize they had knee pads until like halfway through.
Yeah.
I'm having to like.
I mean, I love the Black Orc team, but I think the detail's quite flat on that team as well.
Yeah.
But that's good and bad, because you can just let it blend in with whatever your background color is. If you don't want to pick out the detail, if you do want to pick out the detail, it's there. I thought that was really good on the Black Orc team.
Yeah.
I mean, you know me, I just spray the whole thing one color anyway.
You're a master of smashing out a team, though.
It's because I spray the thing one color and don't pick out the details like you do. But that red on the pads, man, is looking very good.
Yeah, no, it's good. There's some bits I'm not hugely happy with, if I'm honest, but for a quick job, I'm okay. Need to do a little bit more with the skin here. And now I think.
Oh, Robert makes an interesting point. I said pirate college from Punga, but vampire, dwarf, halfling, and skaven.
Vampire, dwarf, halfling, skaven.
So they don't have wood elves, but they do have Nurgle. Yeah. They do have dwarves. They do have snotlings. So actually, a college of fire team from Punga would be okay. You take the snotlings for the noblars, you take the dwarves for the dwarves, and you find some ogre models somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of print that one out. The College of Life, you've got Nurgle. No elves, but you do have the halflings. And what's the other element? Halflings, Nurgle.
Halflings?
Yeah, you don't have wood elves, so you need to find something to be your war dancers, but a couple of gutter runners or just fancy Skaven models can kind of represent that. And that's kind of what I meant by like how to feel about proxies and things for this next project, because you know you got the College of Fire. Well, actually, if you take one or two, the College of Metal, if you take one or two Bloodseekers, they don't need to be Bloodseekers. You could just convert or get like a big orc, like big orc gladiator
Savage
or something.
boss.
Yeah, exactly. Savage boss, just something to be like as long as it's easily identifiable as something different, then you're good. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Some good anti-hack phlegm stuff in the chat.
Oh, that's what I like to see. I mean, after that last championship game. Ugh.
You hate hack phlegm so much.
I hate him.
I think that's very fair. The back alley stock pit says, I only use ogres. I lose a lot. I don't mind. Ogres are great. Ogres are great. I mean, it depends on your dice rolls and like your opponents more than perhaps any others. If you roll hot with ogres, they will destroy any team. So good. And the Noblar cage is 100% underrated.
Yeah,
There's
nice.
two things on ogres that are underappreciated. One is the Noblar, and two is the Edge 4+ of the ogre. Because the movement 5, strength 5, Edge 4+ piece is not bad
No,
at
we've seen
all.
many an ogre touchdown tournaments.
Yes, it's just edge busted. It's just an edge busted chaos blocker with extra strength. Brilliant player. Praxic Impulse bought the ogre team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love the ogre team. One thing I did notice though from the Dungeon Bowl box set is that the instructions only have like one build for each of the ogres, whereas the box there's a load of different arm combinations, so you get to play around a bit. But I mean, the actual Games Workshop ogre kit is awesome. 4 big guys, 1 million Noblars. You get everything you need. You can do a little bit of conversions with the arm swaps and stuff. Really love that kit. Back Alley says 100% I consider ties a win, and you should. That's the stunty code, isn't it? A loss is a draw is a win, and a win is just, well, you do what I think it was Clive, wasn't it, who won 100% with the halfling team. You retire the team as undefeated and buy another one and move on. Yeah, exactly. For a duplicate sprue box, there's a surprising amount of ways to build those ogres and noblars. Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably one of the best kits that Games Workshop do. The Snotling one is obviously amazing, but those ogres are great.
Yeah, I did an Impulse ogre box buy as well fairly recently. And
yeah,
they remain half
you can't go wrong with them.
Yeah.
I've got 2 half-painted ogre teams kicking around. I converted the Chaos ones as well. Back Alley says, love the podcast. Thank you very much. Milo, great question here. Thoughts/speculation on the next team release? Ben.
Do I go with the classic? Yes, I do. I am still going to stand by the Slaanesh team.
No.
Yep.
No.
Why not?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. They've done Khorne. I reckon they're going to do
They have done Khorne, it's true.
I still stand by it. I think it's going to be a hybrid of the Slan roster with some extra just goodies. Yeah, I feel.
And that'll be the way they end Slan.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, intriguing. That would be awesome. I mean, I'd much rather have the Squig team.
I think
what team do I think?
I
think, well, yeah, Clive there's got Squigs, Praxic, High Elf Conspiracy. Absolutely. High Elves would be pretty cool and actually would line up with the gap they've got in the College of Heavens and the fact they've just boosted the tier as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think if they do drop High Elves, I think they might tweak the roster and we might end up with the first time the Games Workshop have dropped an adjusted team and it's been really good.
Yeah, because they're quite safe, aren't they? The ones they've been released.
Yeah, all the new ones they've released have been obviously tier 2. Like, there's some great angles around them. They can be great. There's some great, like, Khorne, Black Orcs, Nobility, and with the change of Necro. Like, they're all tier 2. Like, they can be great, but they start off half a step behind. Like, they're fine. Like, they're good. They've done a really good job in that regard. I think High Elves could be the first time that they give them a bit of a buff, and they drop and are pro, and I think that's complete complete conjecture. I got a feeling.
I hope so. I want high elves. Sorry, I'm talking with this Russian mouth. I want high elves because there's still not a team that really leans into that throwing game yet.
No, there isn't. There really isn't.
And
I don't know if an Edge 2 team is the way to do that.
No, but if you get like passing linemen.
Oh yeah,
linemen
that could be interesting.
Catch, I think, because that no team has that. No team has reliably passing linemen like I think all elves used to.
Yeah. Craig says, question, next league I'm going to run ogres with a giant. What would your starting rosters be to include a giant in inducements? Alright, giants 350. You want to hit 950 to leave 50k budget to make sure you could afford the giant. So you're building an ogre team at 600k, but you do get Noblars back. So 600k, 3 rerolls, 210, 3 ogres, takes you to 420. Can you fit 4 ogres in there? 4 ogres. What's that? 280, and then 3 rerolls is 490. That can't be right. Are ogres that good at value?
They're pretty. Not quite the
4 times
value powerhouse of the trolls, but
I'm miles off. I'm just miles off. So 3 ogres, 420, plus plus 3 rerolls gets you to 630. Spend the rest on Noblars, and the problem is if you run the risk then of somebody dropping a 970 roster because they've gone heavy on dedicated fans. So it might just be 2 ogres and a giant to keep that inducement cash down.
Not terrible though. Not terrible.
Oh no, that's definitely not terrible. Giants are really good. I've been so much fun to run. I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah.
What else we got? Milo says brand new team and not a rebuild team like High Elves. Well, I think, yeah. I mean, the teams of legends are right there, and it's just the cool thing is, I think, about the way they're playing with Blood Bowl at the moment is there doesn't. I say it's cool. I guess I'm split. There doesn't feel like there's a lot of structure in what they're doing.
No.
It feels like it's very much a passion project.
I'd say that's
so. I think it's great. I think that. I think the next team they release will be the next one that someone got excited and sculpted.
Yeah.
Which I guarantee is where they came out with the corn thing. I don't think they went like, hey guys, let's make a corn team. I bet the one guy was like, dude, I started sculpting this corn team, and the rest of them were like, brilliant, let's run with this and make a team. And that's great, because everything we're seeing has got a lot of passion and a lot of fun in it.
No, I agree, especially with the new star players and stuff.
Yeah, everything's like, some of it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's all being done because it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant.
Do you reckon the corn team came because they had all these cool star players? Like, actually, do you reckon that was the thing that happened first?
Well, they made the cool star players and were like, oh, let's make a corn team.
Yeah. So there was something
I don't know.
I mean, back in the day, I applied for Forge World for a job.
Yeah.
One of the things they asked for to sculpt as like part of the entry criteria was a Blood Bowl star player. And so if they're still doing that, that might be where like they're getting a lot of cool ideas from. Because yeah, I'm still conspiracy hat. They use the job applicants to release or they release the job applicants models.
It's an interesting one because there's no upfront cost there for the dev time. You know, I imagine it's an interesting one, and you get passion from it.
Yeah.
Praxic just spilled an absolute ton of blood. Angels red contrast.
Oh, okay. Praxic spilled an absolute ton of blood. It's not the
blood for the blood god. Craig Nash says, no way whatsoever a Slan team is coming. I think that's why Ben thinks it's going to get redone as Slanesh or something.
Yeah, exactly. I think like thematically wise that works.
Yeah, I hate to say, I would love to see a Space Frog team, but I think you're probably right. Milo says, I'd buy many Squig teams, absolutely. Craig says High Elves will be next. Yeah, I mean, High Elves, I mean, they haven't failed with a team, have they?
No, not at all.
They're like 22 for 22. I mean, some of the Dark Elf team is a cracking example. It's the models are lovely. They're just horrible to build.
Controversial opinion, I'm not a huge fan of Dark Elf models. I'm being really honest. I think a couple of them are cool. But I don't get it. I don't get the whole scarf aesthetic. That's doesn't do anything for me. You still there, Ben?
Yeah, sorry. I got a message from Sam saying, "Yo, what 3D printer do you use? I might need some educating soon." So I'm like, "Ooh, Mars 2 Pro. Use factory settings and it's perfect." Then I realised that it's not Sam Garner, it's Sam Greenman, my brother.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. This is interesting.
Isn't it wonderful when you get a message from Sam and you assume it's like a fellow hobby friend rather than your own brother?
Well, it's Sam and it's about 3D printing. I'm like, yeah, this is Garner. He's going down the rabbit hole again. No, this is my brother. That's wicked. Double Dip says, last year we had the second season box set. This year we got Dungeon Bowl. Next, how about a Chaos Cup box set with a new Slanesh and Tzeentch team? Dude.
Oh, that would be so good.
That would be outrageously good. I know that people were very disappointed that there were no new models in the Dungeon Bowl team. In the Dungeon Bowl box. I get it. Like, I really do, because the second edition box was just epic. I mean, not a huge fan of the troll, but everything else is just awesome. So yeah, something like that would be great. It's kind of what they're doing with Warcry at the moment, isn't it? Like, they'll release a set every year, every other year with 2 new warbands in, and
yeah,
it's a really good way to keep the game alive. Really good injection.
It is
and
good.
There's
it is
so
good.
much. There's so much they can do with Blood Bowl that they really shouldn't run out of ideas. And if they do, they only ever have to come and talk to us and you guys, and we'll just, you know. Come on. Next one. Okay, there's a good Chaos one there. I've got another one for you. What about Demolition Derby? Okay, this is Savage Orcs or something, like an Orc team and another Squig team, and it comes with a pitch, but you have plastic like barricades, like not like spike pits, but you know, like tank traps that you put out on the pitch because you're playing in a Colosseum and Orcs love stabbing stuff, and you just put out obstacles, and it's in a dirt Colosseum, and it's just Orcs on Orcs, and that's what they love.
I'd legit love that.
See?
Just from like make it more wargamey, you know? I don't think that's a problem at all.
No, let's see, there's so much they can do. Paladin just said, I had an evil idea for Dungeon Bowl expansions. Party college teams. Chaos University, Call and Nurgle, Wire College, All the Boys, Culinary Arts College, Ogres and Halflings. Yes, that's so good. That's so good. Like, there's a ton of expandability.
Yeah, that is great.
I'm still intrigued as to why my brother wants a 3D printer.
He's a photographer,
He is, yeah, but he's not played wargame stuff since the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game came out, and I convinced him to buy a Balrog with his birthday model money. This was the old metal Balrog as well.
He's not quite the same level of geek as you then.
But no, I think I probably turned him off when I shot him in the back with my bow one day.
That'll do it.
Yeah. To be fair, I gave him a head start.
It's like Game of Thrones.
It's a hell of a shot. straight in the spine. It was excellent. What else have we got going on here? Next season, I want to play Imperial Nobility, Heresy Lab Kickstarter. Excellent. Heresy Lab Kickstarter. Isn't that for the kind of like...
They do not Ramunda.
Kislev. They did Kislev.
Oh,
they did a
did.
Kislev
Yes.
Kickstarter.
No, they did.
Or Necromantic Horror, Star Player Vortex Loot Studio Mix in my league in Hamburg.
Loot Studio.
Okay, Ben.
Good. Love that stuff.
Nobility or Necro?
Oh, Nobility. I love Nobility.
Yeah, you do love Nobility.
They're a proper control team. feels like you're playing a TCG with that team.
Yeah, nobility are really. There is a challenge to them, isn't there?
Yeah.
They are ever so slight. They just feel a little bit underpowered.
Oh, 100%.
And it's really satisfying. Just a little bit, like not bad. Just that little twinge that makes them a nice challenge to play.
Definitely part of the appeal. You've got
Praxis said the position rules for Dark Elves are nice, but the Linos are a bit meh. Yeah, that's fair actually. Those spider people from Warcry would have made a wicked Dark Elf team.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was really disappointed by the spider people because I was actually hoping to have, spider people. I guess I just kind of wanted Driders. I don't understand why they didn't make Driders. Like, you cannot make like spider centaurs. That's so Games Workshop. Like, that's
very like
perfect. Yeah, could have been amazing. Find the Khorne team to be meh. The sculpts ended up being warriors with smaller spikes, a fancy helmet, and some angry bare-chested humans. The Khorne Gore is the only saving grace. Oh, okay. Alright.
I quite like the Khorne team.
I like the Khorne team.
I
get
it's
it's not.
It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's not like, whoa, this is awesome.
Are we talking C plus?
No, I'd give it a B.
B.
I don't think it's
B for the.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just not like, like I say, it's safe.
Maybe we should grade the Games Workshop teams at some point, Ben.
That'd be pretty fun. There's definitely winners and losers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have every team apart from Dark Elves due to the horror build I've heard, and now Khorne due to the meh kit. Praxis says, is there an easy worst?
Easy worst.
What easy worst? What do we think? Okay, I've got one. I've got one. Working through the kits. I know I'm going to upset Craig Nash when I suggest my one.
I think the worst one that came to mind. What's the worst one that came to your mind? You say it on a count of 3. Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, no, it wasn't mine.
Well, they're not bad. Not bad by a long shot. The difficulty with the Orc team is that you need 4 Black Orcs, and then they all kind of look like they're doing the hacker dance.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. That is a really good point.
Each of the models, great. The linemen are just fine. Like, the Blitz is cool, but again, when you've got 4 of them, it's a bit challenging.
I think now,
what do you reckon, Ben?
If you're getting an Orc team, you probably want to pick up a box of Black Orcs as well.
Oh yeah, the Black Orc team's just excellent.
For me, it was actually the Goblins.
And you know what? Clive, that was his angle.
Oh, is that what I said? Going Goblin, yeah.
I was going Goblin. Praxis said maybe Halflings or Goblins because they're missing the entire team. Yeah. Halflings are fine. Like, you're only missing the big guys. You get the positionals. And they are great models. Like, the Halfling kit is really good fun. I really like those Halflings.
Yeah, and the models are good.
Goblins.
It's just, in terms of a kit, it's just not.
Yeah, the Goblins, bless them, they just lose. They're not even the best Goblins. Although, that said, the Armoured Goblin in the 3-point stance is one of my favourite Blood Bowl models.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of a piece of rubbish player just lining up, ready to go on the line of scrimmage, and just being ready to go. So my Underworld team, I've used all the Armoured Goblins from the Goblin kit to just paint them up to make it. Yeah, and it's just, they're great fun. But that's it. Like, that's the worst kit from Games Workshop. Is one that actually I loved.
Yeah, I don't think anyone complains about the quality of Games Workshop's models. It's usually something they do very well. Like, we obviously complain for days and days about stuff Games Workshop does, but making models is generally their strong point.
Yeah, I mean, they love making them, they love charging for them, and that's okay. Because, yeah, you do get... Craig says, it doesn't upset me, you're right, the Orc sculpts are horrible, and the 2 big ones and 2 Blitzer issue. Agree on Goblins as well. Terrible sculpts. The cool thing about Goblins now is you've got the Black Orcs, like you said, Ben.
Yeah.
one thing I do like is the potential of getting a Black Orc team, getting an Orc team, running the Big Gun Blocker and the Blitzers as your Blitzers, and then running the Black Orcs as Black Orcs. And then you got some Goblins you can mix and match as well.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Milo says, has anyone painted the Necro white in fun colours? White sheet seems to be standard tartan picnic blanket, Marvel duvet. Oh, that's excellent.
Oh, groovy chick.
Oh yeah, like a Care Bear duvet cover. Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, that's brilliant, Milo. That's really good. All right, when we come to doing the undead college, Ben.
Yeah.
Maybe the blanket. Maybe just the socks.
Marvel makes me laugh. I just imagine like Spider-Man like that. Yeah,
just a Spider-Man roster. That's so good. New idea for first team. This is from Sam. The Warhammer 40,000s. Every player has a huge hammer with the top being sculpted as a football and in the ultramarine colour scheme. Funny or missing the point of Blood Bowl.
That would annoy a handful of people.
I actually like the idea of having players with hammers. Like one team I'd quite like the idea of is a Night Goblin team. So you got netters and clubbers.
Oh, that's
so you know, and that could be a way to get a couple of squigs in there as well, like a Night Goblin team, some netters, some clubbers, some standard goblins, some squigs, and a squig hoppers. Like, it would just be really cool.
That could be a fun rule for like in Blood Bowl, actually, like an alternative where it's like you have a netter and it's kind of like a bombardier, but if they hit, instead of going down, they just can't move for a drive. Not a drive, sorry, a turn. Or like the movement's reduced to like 3 or something. That could be quite an interesting. Like,
I don't know, maybe they just get stunned.
Yeah, that's true. But I just was figuring like something that's like less directly offensive, so you don't have to rely on like, you know, super lucky rolls.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like roll over their strength, and they go prone.
Yeah, that could work.
Might be too good. It's only just 4+ing proning somebody with the ball. Potentially, but you're 4+ing bombing them, aren't you? So, I don't know. I like that. That's quite cool. Love the live captions. My Little Pony duvet, Ben. That's what you need to do.
Yes.
Clive says, actually, what about the Bright Crusaders team? I mean, they had that Forge World expansion, which was quite cool. I like the Orc one as well. They went Bright Crusaders. Do you know that would be a really good alternative roster? I think that's also somewhere Games Workshop could start going, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with like the franchise specific teams. Like Bright Crusaders one, they did have some special rules for them. Like it would just be cool to be like, I'm running a Bright Crusaders roster. In this one, you can only take 2 blitzers, but you can take 2 ogres or something like that, or something around the way. Some of the Fumble teams could be amazing. Absolutely, Milo. There's some great stuff on Fumble. There's some odd stuff on there as well, but definitely some really good stuff. Do you get shirts from the Marienburg Minotaurs? Yes, I realised that I'd uploaded all the stuff, and for some reason I hadn't set a couple of the teams live. So all the teams are now live on the Spreadshirt site, which is cool. Praxis says, might do my College of Death Wizard as that Ghostbusters spoof that was submitted to the Wizard contest last year. Oh, that's excellent.
Yes. What was it called?
I can't remember
the name of it now. Oh, that's so annoying.
We'll have to go have a look. Oh, Trips is in the chat. Hey, Trips, how you doing? It says, looking nice, BT. Bright Crusaders, weren't they so nice they couldn't foul? Yes, they were.
Really?
Yeah. They try to be gentlemanly in the game. They're quite an old team. They're from the 2nd edition.
They're the ones with like the
nice
hideous blue and yellow, isn't it?
It's wicked, but yes. Yes, absolutely. Berserk Shirtbear says, question, if I was to get third-party dwarf team and I wanted the non-mech death roller, which model should I look at? Fanath.
Yeah, they have some good dwarves. Very old school. Old school's your style. It's definitely one to look at.
Yes, they've got an old school vibe, but the Death Roller is so fun.
It is good. I might actually have it.
Ooh.
No, I don't have it here. Got the.
I really need to paint mine. I know I keep saying this. I'll put the link to the Fanath one in the chat because it's so good. It's my favourite Death Roller. And
100%.
Yeah, I love it. Venk Peterman, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Venk Peterman.
Yeah. Right, crew, I got to bail. Ben, always lovely to hang out with you.
Yeah,
I
will
will.
wrapping up the stream now anyway, I think.
Cool. I will catch you, kids, later.
Cheers, Ben. Right, what have we got? If Aerosort, human, elf, chaos teams, would a new faction lizard dwarf team be a possibility? I reckon. Like, I mean, I don't know where they go with that. I think Chaos Dwarf like a reboot is coming. That sort of feels like it's been coming for months and months and months now. So that's a possibility. I don't know where they take lizard men now, unless they did something with Amazons, like a Lustrian team. That could happen. They've already got the Lustrian Super League keywords, so yeah. That could happen. Anyway, I think, yeah, probably going to call it a day there. I mean, in 2 hours we got to there, which isn't bad. I'd probably dry brush the beard. Other than that, actually, let's just add a little white stripe. Something I've liked doing on Blood Bowl teams now is walking them up a little bit with a little bit of JJB realness right here. Reference it. Pulls it. Okay. So yeah, been 2 hours already practicing. Yeah, it's don't know where time's gone, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So this was the first attempt, which was I think far too orange. Second attempt, I think I'm much happier with the colours. I think the yellow works better. It's a bit more interesting to look at. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from here, I think. And I think I'll probably matte varnish as well. Matte varnish all the body and keep that gloss. Or more satin like it is at the moment. Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. I've had a really good time, and I'm absolutely certain we'll do this again. Probably after Christmas now. So, yeah, already way past tabletop ready trips, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks everyone, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and have a good Christmas if you don't hear anything from us for then. Ciao.